today we discuss about the machine cycle of STA instruction. The format of STA instruction is, the format is STA 16-bit address, STA 16-bit address. Here we mention the 16-bit address. So our location is starting from 41FF. Just consider it, we starting from 41FF location. Okay, these are where we stored the STA instruction. So first of all, this is 32 is a hex code of STA. Next one 4200, our address stored address is 526A. So where we stored this accumulator value, this location is 526A. So that's why we write here first lower address and then 4201 we write 52 higher address. So basically here this is an opcode fetch cycle. First of all, this is opcode fetch. Next one is memory read operation. Third one is also the memory read operation. So therefore 4 T states, 3 states, 3, there are 10 T states are required. But here in the last one machine cycle also required, that is known as, this is known as memory write memory cycle. Why this machine cycle are required? Because in the last machine cycle the content of the accumulator, that means STA means store from accumulator, to this address. So in the last machine cycle, that means in the memory write cycle, where required 3 T states, from this memory cycle, the content of this accumulator is stored to 526A hex memory location. So that's why 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus extra 3 states, that means 13 T states are required in this sorry, STA instruction. So this is a special case. So now this is the machine cycle, the first of unit opcode phase. In the opcode phase there are 4 clock cycles are required. Now look, in the second machine cycle there is a memory read required 3 T states. Third one is also memory read, which is also for the also required 3 clock states. This is a clock, this is low and high, and this is a memory write operation where you require 3 clock cycle. So now these lower address and data bus content, first of all FF. Why this is FF? Because this is 41FF. Just follow my cursor. This 41FF. So this 41FF, the lower address byte stored in this location, and in the higher memory address the content is 41 hex, and the data, that means this data is a opcode. This is 32, which is the hex code of STA instruction execute in the T2 to T3 machine cycle. Okay, and after this T3 machine cycle there is no operation are performed, and in the second memory is a read operation. Okay, first of all this is LED high, ALE, that means address latch enable. This pin is high because to recognize this address bus or data bus, this is used either address bus or data bus. Okay, sorry, this is the lower address bus. I'm just sorry. If this ALE pin is high, then these lower address and data bus are used as a first address bus, and then when this is 0, then this address and data bus are used as an address bus. Why this is read bar 0? Because this 32 is stored in the 41FF memory location. So that's why we read here. There is no write operation performed, and this is the IO/M bar S1 S0 status. This is 011, that means this is a memory related operation. That's why this IO/M bar is 0, and this is 11 because this is opcode fetch operation. Okay. Next, in the next memory cycle, this first of all the memory location is changed. So now then what is the next memory location? Our next memory location is 4200. So that's why in the higher address, that means this is the higher address, the content is 42 hex, and the lower address this is 00. This is lower order. How to recognize this address? Because for high condition of this ALE, so after ALE becomes low, these address and data bus are used as an address bus. So what is the content stored in the 4200? The content of 4200 is 6A. Now again this is a read operation because this 6A is stored in the memory, so it is read from the memory and comes to the 8085 to understand the lower address of the stored location of STA. So now this is the again 0. Why it is 0? Because this is a memory related operation, And why this is 0 1? Why not a 1 1? Because this 1 1 is for opcode fetch operation, and this is for memory read operation. In the next cycle, this is also the memory read operation, this is also the memory read, and this is also the memory read. This is S1 is 0. The two status pin are gets 0 1 1 to understand that this is the memory read operation. So again, in the next memory cycle, what is the content? What is the memory address? The memory address is 4201. So now this is a 42. Higher order address is unidirectional, so that's why here 42 is. That's why here 42 is. That's why we here mention here 42 is in the higher order address. Okay, and this is a 42. And in the lower order address, the content is 01. What is the address? This is a 01. So ALE becomes high here again. So after getting the ALE equal to 0, the data in the memory comes out. So here also the read operation are performed, because this 2 is basically stored in the 420 memory hex location. So now, so basically these 4 T states for opcode fetch, these 3 T states is for memory read, these 3 states is again from the higher order memory address, which is stored in the memory also. But in the next cycle, where require 3 T states, what is the operation? The operation is that the address bus content will be changed. Why? Because our stored location is 526A, and what is the higher order address? 52, and what is the lower order address? 6A. So that's why here program counter is changed, 52, address bus is changed, 52, sorry, our address location is changes 52 in the higher address, and in the lower address is 6A. This ALE becomes again 1 to recognize that this is an address, not data. So these 526A, in this location we store our accumulated data. So what is the accumulated data here? Our accumulated data, this is the accumulated data. This is, please note that this is an accumulated data, okay, which is stored in the 526A hex memory location. And what is the status bit? Oh, again this is show that here write bar equal to 0. Why this is write bar equal to 0? Because this C7 data, I again repeat, this C7 data which is stored in the accumulator, because STA means stored from accumulator, not any other register. So data coming from this accumulator and stored in the memory. That's why we here memory write operation. That's why this write pin is low, not a read pin. Okay, so this is again 0 because this is memory write operation. And what is the meaning of this 10? What is the meaning of this 10? The meaning of this 10 is that this is a memory read operation, not a memory read operation. This is memory write operation, because the data in the accumulator which is stored in 526A hex memory location. So that's why, first of all, for opcode fetch 4 T state, memory read 3 T states, again memory read 3 T states. First, this memory read is for lower byte address of the target address where you store the accumulated data, and this memory read, second memory read, is necessary for the higher address of the stored location where you store the accumulated data, and third one is memory write operation. In this machine cycle, the data in the accumulator which is stored in the 526A or our target memory address of STA. Okay.